Hey everyone. Hey, SEGways. Sorry, I've got a cat here that. Oh, maybe I made that a bit too bright. There you go. There you go. Hey everyone, how's it going? God, I know how to get a good start in my lives, don't I? Got a cat scratching at the door. Got my light on too. What's going on? Give me a sec, guys. I think my cat's like trapped himself in the wardrobe. Give me a second. Oh, for goodness sake! Right, there you are. How'd you get in there? Right, just go on the sofa. Right. Hey, hi. Okay, let's start things off by saying hello, everyone. Welcome, Sacred Grounds Australia. Thank you very much for your one gifted membership. I very much appreciate it. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. There are so many people already in here for me to say hi to. Can I just do a blanket hello to everyone, so I don't bore everyone with me like reading out the individual names? But really, thank you everyone for coming on. Welcome. Hello to all of you. I haven't even started the live yet, and I'm already behind the chat. Yeah. So that Conjuring House video seems to have, I don't know, seems to have. A fair few people seem to be interested in what's happening there. So I thought I'd take this opportunity because there was some things that I forgot to mention in that video that I might clear a few things up with, and some other people mentioned things in the comments which I'm like, oh god, yeah, I forgot to say that, which is duh. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask away. Juilliard, been a member for 10 months. Hello everyone, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much, Juilliard. Hello, how are you? Good. It's good morning for me, but I think it's probably good afternoon for all you people in America, and good evening or good night if there are any crazy Brits still up this late on a school night. So yeah, one of the things I wanted to sort of mention, and this is actually something that Kalani Ghost Hunter, he left a comment and he made a very good point that you're only allowed to. So I'm talking about like Conjuring House stuff right now. Kalani Ghost Hunter mentioned this point in the comments he left in the video. You're only allowed, any channel is only allowed to live stream for 2 hours while at the Conjuring House, while overnight at the Conjuring House, with the intent where you pay for your right to film, in the Conjuring House, but you're still only allowed to live stream for 2 hours. And I don't watch a great deal of Kalani Ghost Hunter. I'm going to be watching a bit more, in the coming weeks. But he's a TikToker, I know that, and he does a lot of live streaming. I think he's more of a live streamer than even does videos. So 2 hours for him all night would have been nothing. And I don't understand. That's another one I don't understand. I'm sure they got their reasons. I don't understand why you're only allowed to live stream for 2 hours. I don't get it. I don't understand. So when Joe allowed me to live stream, allowed me to use his channel to live stream in that Conjuring House basement, that was like half of his live stream allowance gone. So because Weeping Willow Paranormal did pay that extra $8.50, they were also given 2 hours of live stream as well. So I guess combined, the group, we had 4 hours, but that did cost us $2,350 to do that. Another question I've had asked is, were we provided snacks? No, there was no snacks, there was no drinks, there was nothing like that. Other like we went to the Bel Air house and Kristen ordered us all pizzas, and that was very, very kind of her. She got in a whole bunch of pizzas, which is awesome. But Conjuring House, nothing. Not even bottles of water. Nothing. let me see. I know I've missed a whole bunch of chat. They were the two big ones I wanted to sort of get out. Oh, also, I'll say this as well. I've had a few people message me lately about Mythos Paranormal's latest video because he got, excuse me, he got that 3D kind of walkthrough or layout of the Conjuring House. And he put a link in the description for other people to go check it out. And then they went to go check out that room that we are not allowed access to that I mentioned in the video. And they went up. He went up, and they looked at the roof. Where I mentioned that Sam and Colby fans were saying there was a ghost head in there, and you can see right there. You can go there now. Check out the link that Mythos Paranormal sent. There's a fan. It's a fan that's kind of mounted on the wall, hangs down. And to be fair, Sam and Colby didn't say that in their original video. That was something that fans of theirs caught while watching the video, and then they made their own video saying, "Oh my God, Sam and Colby missed this," and then Sam and Colby reacted to their claims that they missed it. So anyway, blah blah blah. I don't really think. I mean, Sam and Colby did say in that video, "Oh, it looks like it could be something else," and it was something else. But it's more the point now of all that is, I wasn't allowed to check that out for myself. I wasn't allowed to, because that part of the house is completely closed off to us. I wasn't even allowed to go check that out, which I think is pretty frustrating. Okay. Guys, there's so many people in the chat. So many people have said hi, and sorry that I haven't got back to you. Again, one of those ones, guys, that if you have a question, if you could put Q at the beginning of your comment or the live message, and it will make it it stands out a bit easier for me. So yeah, by all means, ask away if there's any questions that anyone has. I was just trying to see if there's anything I've missed here. No, I don't. It probably is, but I can't see. LA Haunted Horizon, Alison and Cag are in the house. Hey, how's it going, ladies? Get out. Get out, you two. My goodness. I'm joking, of course. So, wait a minute. So, Crow asks, question, do you like tube steak? Is tube steak what I think it is? Is it steak that comes out of a tube? Is it steak you got to squeeze out of a tube? Because believe it or not, we don't have that here in Australia. We didn't have that when I lived in England. I think that is a uniquely American thing, if that is what I think it is. That sounds disgusting. Is the gift shop crazy expensive? It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. Makes considering you don't have to pay for. And I know my merch isn't exactly cheap because the way what's it called? Spring something or other. I can't remember what. Spring Dash, I think it's called. The way they make out. By the time you pay for shipping and all the rest of it, we don't make a huge amount on the merch. The company make far more on it. But Conjuring House don't have to worry about shipping or anything like that. So that's just pure profit. And a hoodie. I can't remember. I think I saw Dawn is in the chat. I believe that in the video you see me hold up a mug. I think that Dawn paid for that. It was either Dawn or Cassie. I think it was Dawn. So Dawn, if you're here in the chat, can you just answer that for us? How much was that mug? I think the hoodies were $80. I want to say $80 for a hoodie. It might even been $100. I can't remember. I walked in there and I walked out pretty quickly because I was like, I'm not interested. When that is the first thing that's almost like this. You go, so when they open the doors to you, you go in the main or the room, obviously where the front door leads, and then literally the tour guide takes you straight to the gift shop. You go to the gift shop, welcomes you in, have a look around, and then he tells you if you're not sure if you want anything now, It will be you'll have access to it, at the end of the night before, well, in the next morning before you leave. So yeah, I wasn't really interested. I was more interested in like seeing the house. Like, so when I went there, I was like, the gift shop. Okay, this is not what I wanted to see when coming to the Conjuring House. So I just had a little wander around elsewhere, and just checking the little nooks and crannies. Raven, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? How are you, Raven? Yes, please go check out Adelaide Haunted Horizons' latest podcast. They had me on there, and they tortured me because they had a lovely glass of wine, and as you can see here, nowhere for me to drink in this mask. I needed one with a straw hole. And they took great delight in torturing me about how lovely their glass of red wine was while I was there, just parched. The whole time was parched. But yes, if you would like to go watch that video, it's on. They've got their own podcast, and they've also uploaded the video podcast to their channel on YouTube. Please go check that out. It was fun, even though they were obviously smashed by the end of it with all the wine they were drinking just to show off things like this. By the end, they just had the whole bottle. Just going, oh. That was a bottle of wine, by the way. Don't. I'll shut up. Yeah. Does the Conjuring House have Yelp reviews or Google reviews that have crashed? I don't know. I haven't checked that out. That's a good question, Brian. I should check out if they, because I know a lot of them houses. Like, it's really funny. I remember looking that up on the Sally House. The Sally House has Google reviews and TripAdvisor reviews and Yelp reviews and all the rest of it. And some people are saying good things. There's a lot of people that say bad things. So yeah, it may well do for the Conjuring House. Wayne Dawson, I know I'm behind chat, guys. I know I'm behind chat. I've got to catch up. So that's interesting, Wayne. No, you're not. It even says that in the terms and conditions, or the frequently asked questions on the website. You're not allowed to ask or request for Cody Satori. I'm sure if you pay enough money, absolutely. Or I'm sure if you're a big enough channel. I'm sure when Project Fear and Sam and Colby went there, Jacqueline and Cody Satori made sure that they were present. They made sure that wasn't just a happy coincidence that Project 2 massive channel, Project Fear and Sam and Colby are filming The Conjuring House. What a nice coincidence. Cody and Satori happened to be free that day. It's their turn to be the caretaker. No, that was very much planned. 100%. Of course it was. But it does say in the frequently asked questions on the Conjuring House website that you are not allowed to request. Or you could request for Cody Satori will be ignored. I think it's something along those lines. You can't request for them. Brian, yes, I read that one. Sorry. Bay, how's it going? Would you go back to the Conjuring House and stay in basement? No, I've done it. I would not do it. I would never. If it changed owner and it was significantly cheaper, maybe. But as things stand right now, absolutely not. No chance. I don't even think they'd want me back. You think they'd have me back right now? No, not chance. Tubesteak, isn't that just sausage? Oh, is it? Is this a hot dog thing, Crow? Is this what this is? I got some you can try. You mother. You bastard. Made me sick. Douglas Scarborough Fisher. I don't know if it was covered, just got in. Doesn't it seem weird that the Conjuring House is like, don't go outside, then offers glamping? Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Douglas. That's something else other people mentioned. It does offer glamping. It seems to be like during the summer. I know Exploring with Josh did a camping thing out there. I don't understand what the deal is. Oh, let's do that. I don't understand what the deal is with the rules around the camping thing at the Conjuring House. It doesn't make any sense, because you're correct. Like, they do. I don't know if they still offer glamping. I've got to double check that, but I know they definitely did offer glamping. And maybe people got so loud during that they just tried to. But now, to be fair as well, I will have to say this: we were asked to not go outside. They didn't tell us we cannot go outside. It was more of a courtesy thing, which we all just respected. Now, if we were to go outside, as long as we weren't screaming our bloody heads off, I'm sure it would have been okay. But it's just like when you go to the house, and the first thing one of the first things you hear within the first hour anyway is, "Hey, we'd rather you didn't go outside." You don't really want to go outside because you don't feel welcome to do these things. At the end of the day, you are a guest on someone else's property. Now, yeah, we paid a shit ton of money, but it was still kind of weird. But if I was to ever go back to the Conjuring House, and the chances are I would not, but if I would want to like wander around the grounds. And it was cold. I guess another thing is it was cold. Like when you've done like a bunch of stuff in the house and it's like 1 a.m, like you don't really want to go around outside. But I would have done if we were allowed. I definitely would have done. Okay, thank you for that question. Okay, how far behind chat am I? I am light years. I'm sorry if I missed people's chat questions here. Sorry if I missed it. Where does Kenny Biddle stand on the recent events? I have not heard from Kenny Biddle, but I've read an article that Kenny wrote correcting the history of the Conjuring House. Very, very good article. So I would imagine a lot of the things he would agree with my video, but I haven't heard from him directly. How dare you stay silent on me, Kenny? Don't you know who I am? You ever hear this, Kenny? Clip this and send it to Kenny Biddle. Yeah, Biddle bastard. Ben Baker, excuse me. You mentioned that you weren't allowed on the grounds at night. Too noisy. I thought it was camping spots available. Yeah, I mentioned that. Has it changed? I don't know. I got to check that. I definitely got to check that out. When you got the tour, did they bring you in the library and show you certain book that supposedly falls off the shelf at the time? No, we weren't shown any of that. I have heard that, but no, we weren't shown. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to say no. I want to say it was a no, but I will double check. Maybe if Joe or Dawn or Weeping Willow or anyone who was also with me can just be like a second pair of give a second opinion on a lot of this, because memory's a strange thing. Suddenly Haunted. I heard the owner allows certain channels to have free range on the property due to their channel size. 100%. 100%. Put it this way, we were asked to not go on the grounds, and I showed in my video that, Project Fear, they did a two-parter at the Conjuring House where Cody and Satori pretty much took over the whole video. In the part 2 of that video, they were outside with Cody and Satori most of the video, at least half the video. Of that 1 hour, so like 30 minutes of that 1 hour video was spent outside. So I am not absolutely special treatment would have been given to bigger channels. I've also heard, I can't confirm this, I've also have heard that bigger channels even stay there for free. I got nothing to back that up with. It's just something I've heard. Let's see. Oh, Mike. Oh, thank you very much for your $4.99. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to get to it. Great episode of The Conjuring House. I'm glad you liked it, mate. Thank you very much. Yes. Let's see. Nightmare Media. Seg, have you ever considered giving up the mask? Yeah, actually, I have considered it. I'm going to go with no. I asked my subscribers, and they kind of like. There were obviously some that would like me to get rid of the mask, but more said they prefer it than not. Does out of interest, does the shape get this kind of like thing about the mask? I'm actually surprised how much people go on about the mask. Also done, guys. Like I'm not. I think a lot of people who don't like me think I look like Quasimodo under this. A lot of people that like me think I might look like bloody Orlando Bloom. I just look like a regular bloody 5, 6 out of 10 fella. Like I look like a normal bloke. I'd say 4 to 6. 4 on a bad day, 6 on a good day. I just look like a normal bloke. There's nothing special under here. The mask is more interesting. The amount of effort that Elaine Baker has put into making these masks, I think, is far more interesting than my bloody face. So the mask is staying. Sorry if you don't like it, guys, but the mask is staying. Nightmare Nation, Crow, do you love mayonnaise pancakes? Oh, God, it's so disgusting in every single possible way that disgusting can be. Uh, Big, do you think Conjuring House should become bed and breakfast? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Honestly, they have to update a whole bunch of stuff to allow that to be like, yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of things you've got to. Once you start serving food in there, it's probably going to be more of a pain in the bum to get through the loopholes of making it become a better B and B. I don't really know. I mean, maybe, yeah, that might be interesting, you know. But they're making because the trouble with doing that is that because I would imagine the bread and butter money to be made at the Conjuring House is the people that come in for like the 1 hour tours during the day. Like when people like me, 87, and like the bigger channels who pay that big sum of money, I can't imagine. I might be wrong, but I can't imagine that there's lots and lots of people doing that. They might get like a handful of those a month. Obviously, that's good money, but I would imagine the amount of people that come through because I think it's something like $30 or $40 for a 1 hour um, a 1 hour kind of walk through the house, like like a tour. I think it's a walking tour of the house that goes on for an hour. Um, I would imagine that's quite popular, and a lot of people will go on that. But honestly, I don't know. Jacqueline paid a lot of money for that house, and she wants to get that. She wants to make some money back from it. So unless she sells it, I just cannot see um, the price is going down at the Conjuring House for the amount of money she spent. She spends on it. I just can't. Seg, but your nose just wasn't brown enough. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I said earlier or something that someone else said in the chat. I don't know who the bloody hell I'm brown nosing because Jesus, everyone, no, there's a lot of people not happy with me with what I'm saying. You got to pay the big bucks. You can join the clique. Yes, that's correct. I am so far behind the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I have to get a move on. I'm sorry if I'm going to miss questions. Faith Burrows, thank you very much for your 5 gifted. I very much appreciate it. Sorry it's taken me so long to get to this. Everyone, if you're one of the ones who got one of Faith's very generous gifted memberships, please thank her and welcome to the Side Eye Guy channel. Thank you very much. Or welcome to be a member of the Side Eye Guy channel. Do you have the personal details? If so, are you worried they will release your identity? I don't really want to talk about it too much. They do. Yes, they could. They could. It would be a very dumb move if they were to do that because that would be illegal. But that would be doxing. But well, I don't know how it works in America. In the UK, it would be doxing. Even in Australia, it would be doxing. J Cart's in the house. Hey, it's going J Cart. But yeah, they do have my details. Like, yes, they do, and I just got to hope that they don't go for that kind of low blow. But I'm prepared. I'm prepared for that if that's the way it's going to go. Mark Hodge, thank you. Mark Hodge, yes, thank you very much for your 10 gifted. I really appreciate it, my man. Please, if you are one who's got one of Mark's very generous membership gifts, please thank him in the live chat and welcome to the Side Eye Guy membership. Again, thank you very much, Mark Hodge. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, mate. Hair Force One's in the chat. Hello. Bad to the Bones in the chat. Hello. Princess Scary, hello. Firefox, hello. Dawn, wait a minute, you might be able to help me out here. No, we were not shown a book that comes off the shelf on our tour. Thank you. I didn't think we were. Thank you, Dawn. What's it? We really need the Shape in here with us all. Yeah, I would. The Shape knows he's always welcome to come on one of my lives whenever he wants. Absolutely. Question, Bad to the Bone. Question. I just did a video and had a piece from a tour at the Conjuring House. So the question is, did they tell you all their paranormal experiences? And a piece from a tour. Am I just reading that? I had a piece from a tour at the Conjuring House. Question is, did they tell you all their paranormal experiences? I mean, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if I'm misreading that. I'm not sure I understand the question. Michael, do you think Lorraine Warren faked the evidence on it being haunted? God, I don't think Lorraine Warren has ever not faked evidence in anywhere she's bloody been, anywhere she went. The amount of mistruths spouted by Lorraine Warren and her gifts is staggering now at this point. Yeah, like anything that come out of the Warrens' mouths, take with a big old, like, like a desert, like a salt desert worth of salt. That's what I kind of feel about what they have to say. Okay, let's see if I get this right. Oh God, I'm going to say this wrong. Banshee Chanty Deluxe, or no, not Deluxe. I'm sorry, I'm too dyslexic to read some of these words. Thank you very much for your $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate it. No, just a heads up. I am dyslexic. I'm not the best reader. I do try. Thanks very much. That's the thing. All said and done, I like the mask too. I like the mask. Like I don't know. There's a lot of effort that went into this. In a little bit, guys, I'll put on the Grim Reaper mask. Give me for the members on here, give me some Grim Reaper emojis if you or emojis or whatever you want to call them. If you want me to put on the Grim Reaper mask in a little bit. Metal Neck, how's it going? Joe's in the house. Hey Joe, how's it going? Right, Cheryl saying, wouldn't it be without definitely interesting? It's great. So thank you very much. Okay, let's see. By the way, guys, if anyone's like, we've got like a fair few in the chat right now. If there's anyone here that's not used to a side-eye guy live stream, it's pretty much a staple for all my live streams that I am behind the chat. It's not a real live side-eye guy live experience without me being light years behind the chat. Oh, according to Jacqueline, it's booked for overnight investigations up to 2025. Well, weren't we lucky to get in when we did? Sorry, that is... Are you serious? She's trying to say it's fully booked for every available overnight spot until 2025. We're in July. You're saying 6 months. Unless she only allows it to happen like twice a week or something like that. Even then, I'm not even sure. Give over. No, I don't buy that at all. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm suspicious. Side eye. Give me the side eye on that one. The shape does get people say things about the mask, but it's mostly trolls. But part of his character would be work without it. Yep. Thank you very much, Candy7. Thank you to all my mods who are here right now. Thank you very much for your help, mods. I appreciate you. Yes, please check out NT7 Paranormal Joe Patali. He's obviously the guy who invited me to come along to the Conjuring House. Very kind of him to do so. And we do Weeping Willow Paranormal, who I don't think are here right now. If Candy, you could just put up Weeping Willow's channel link, please, and maybe they can. You guys could also subscribe to them. That'd be great. Does Rhode Island have a Chamber of Commerce or a similar that handles dodgy business people? Can't they investigate her? I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about that sort of side of American of the American legal system. But I would say is that the Conjuring House would bring in a lot of money for Rhode Island, bring in probably a fair bit of tourism for Rhode Island. So I don't know. Everyone stop talking. 25 minutes to catch up with me at this rate. I very much need that. Okay. How far behind the chat? Oh my god, I'm like over 5 minutes behind the chat. Jules, thank you very much for your 1 month. Love you, Seg. Wear the Grim Reaper shirt. Wear my Grim Reaper shirt proudly. Fantastic. I'm sure it looks amazing on you. Dawson Tyler's in the house. How many licks? I don't want to read the rest of that. How many licks does it take to get to a Tootsie center of a Tootsie? Shut up, you. Shut up. Um, Also, the whole Tootsie Roll thing, whatever, we don't get. I don't even know what that is. I've heard it in my movies or TV shows, American movies and TV shows, but I don't think we have those in Australia or the UK. I don't think I've ever seen one anyway. Maybe if I saw the rapper or something like that, I'd recognize it. But still, you're gross, Dawson. You're gross. Uh, oh, that's a funny. Steve says they're minging. Uh, our tour guide didn't talk a whole lot about experiences, but focused mainly on the history and showing the yeah. So there were like a couple of it, like things. So I will say this: I was going to mention this in the video that I do when I react to Weeping Willow Paranormal and Entity 7 videos. But at the end of the night, I believe I was the only one who saw this. I was inside the house. No, I was out when daylight came around. We were about to everyone went in the gift shop for the second time. And, we went outside, and I think Joe and other people getting some more B-roll. And it was like, sunlight and all the rest of it. It was sunrise. It was probably like 5 or 6 in the morning or 6, 7 in the morning, whatever it was. And I looked into like the foliage of the tree lines of the forest around there, and I saw something jumping around, and I was like, "Oh, what the hell's that?" And then I was like, "Oh my god, did I see a ghost? What did I see a ghost? That's crazy." No one else saw it, and I went to go talk to Brian, and then it hit me all of a sudden as I was talking. It's like, do people say they see things? And I go, yeah, people say that. Pretty much any time you're going to say, do people say this? He's going to say yes. I'm not going to go with him, but that's his job. But then it kind of dawned on me. I was like, well, when a deer, I actually had to Google like what the size of the deer were around that. It was around about the same size. I saw it was like a beigey sort of color, and that's the color of bloody deer. And I must have saw a deer, like parts of a deer, kind of between the trees, jumping around. And they're very active in sunrise, So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a deer. But that was exciting for that moment. I was like, well, and that's one of the interesting things. Again, I want to bring this up. It's like in another video at some point. It's very easy to oh, that's good. Good. Well, thanks, Wayne. Yeah, Dawson Toler's content's fun. Go check out Dawson Toler, everyone. It's what's the word? The trap, I suppose. There's a trap to really even me, and I'm a debunker, and I know if I see something paranormal, I'm going to get a size of people that are going to go, aha, see, you were wrong. You don't know shit. You're blah blah bloody typical finally you found there's going to be a certain amount of people that want me to eat humble pie when it comes to the paranormal, because I openly say that I'm very skeptical on it. But even with that, I so want to see something paranormal. You have no idea. I really, really do. So when that in and of itself can be a trap. You want to see it so badly that you convince yourself you've seen something. Like if I hadn't just realized that was more than likely a deer or a wild animal of some type, I might have just walked away to this day saying, "Oh, I saw a ghost wandering around the Conjuring Forest," rather than the very real. Like if I was not in a setting that had already kind of like influenced me to want to see ghosts, if I was just walking around my local, woodland area, there's no influence of anything paranormal to misguide me in any way or to influence me in any way, I would have just assumed that was obviously an animal and wouldn't have thought too much more of it. Oh, that's cool. There's a wild animal there. Everyone likes seeing wild animals. But because I'm in the Conjuring House, I immediately went to, I must have saw a ghost. And it took my logical brain to catch up with me, because I wanted to see it so badly. I really wanted it to be paranormal. And that is a trap. That is something that I think every paranormal investigator has to kind of wrestle with. That as much as you want to see a ghost, you can't just jump into it being a ghost, because you need to go through all the other possibilities of what it could be before you jump to that conclusion. At least in my opinion. Okay. Okay, lots of Grim Reapers. I'm so far on the chat. I'm only getting the Grim Reapers now, where people are saying for the Grim Reaper. Let me get to the bottom of the chat, guys. I'll hurry it along because I'm light years away again, because I just had a big rant. And turn the camera off and I'll put the Grim Reaper mask on. Okay, what do we got here? Stay tuned. Thank you very much for your one gifted, mate. Appreciate it. Whoever got that one gifted, please say thank you for stay tuned and welcome to the Side Guy membership. Okay. Sundays and Mondays, or maybe Monday and Tuesdays, are reserved specifically for YouTubers. 5 days out of the week. Oh, really? I would have thought it would have definitely been like Friday to like, because it does say on there it's more expensive Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. I can't remember. There was like 2 or 3 days where it's more expensive than the other. There's no way they're going to block out the more expensive days. 5 days out of the week for regular people not wanting to film content. Okay, all right. Clara, question: most scary experiences you've had regarding spirits, ghosts? Oh god, that is a loaded question, Clara. I mean, can I say, like, playing video games, or thanks, Maiko, or watching movies? I mean, really, I've had one experience where I believe there's something paranormal. I don't want to bore a lot of my regulars to the channel because they've heard it all before, but it was when I was at Dover Castle. I was about 12 years old. I believe I may have saw a full-bodied apparition, even though the older I get. No, Dawson, I haven't. I'm a bloody fully grown man. Wrong with you? So anyway, yeah, I believe I might have saw something there. The older I get, the more I think that I probably didn't saw what I thought I saw, but I do still see the image of what I thought I saw. I've mentioned this a whole bunch of times. I've even got, if anyone's interested, it's like an old video I made. It was like my 1,000 subscriber special, I believe, where I go into this detail. I go to this story in more detail. But that's the only paranormal experience I said I had. And I said this in the video. It didn't scare me. It was like, oh, wow, that was odd. And what was interesting about that thing that happened is my mum and my brother both believe they saw the exact same thing. We all think we saw the same thing. And we all said the same thing afterwards, is that we weren't scared, So, the way someone like a channel like Twin Paranormal might go absolutely batshit crazy, and they go, "Oh my god, demons, bro!" It's not like that. You're kind of like a bit confused, and a bit wide-eyed, but wide-eyed, but you're not. You're not. At least I wasn't anyway. Screaming. When I get pimples, I still have to film and look like it doesn't have a problem. There you go. Always, I could save a fortune on makeup, hair and makeup. The new guy Brian at the Conjuring House goes all sharing his experiences. Next to no history about the house besides paranormal history and experiences. Okay. Okay. Cat story. Air Force One, thank you very much for your $1.99, mate. I really appreciate it. Just because you're still awesome. Still. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. Okay, so you've probably already gone, Mad Bunny. Thanks very much. All the best. How long ago did you send that message? 5 minutes ago. I'm 5 minutes behind the chat. I will get down to the bottom. Hey, Goff Dove, how's it going? Vlad Tepes, let's go. 10-month membership. That's awesome, mate. Thank you very much. 10 months of support. That's crazy. That is crazy. Michael, what is the most bee-haunted place you've gone to? The most bee-haunted. The most haunted place I've gone to? I have to say it was Dover Castle. Quick thing about Dover Castle is there's underground tunnels around there, and during World War II, it was used as an underground hospital. So we've seen a lot of suffering, a lot of death, and it has to be that one because of the most haunted place I would do, because I may have seen a full-bodied apparition. Probably didn't, but I may have done. Yes, 900 for people who are not filming content in the house, still too expensive. Yeah, $900. Wow. But you can, I believe you can film there. It's just not. It's only for private filming. You can film, but it's just not with the intention to upload to any sort of social media or YouTube or anything like that. Seg, you are absolutely right. A good investigator should always debunk before jumping to a conclusion. That's good. Thank you very much. Yes, that's pretty much what I was trying to say, and I used about 500 words to say it. You summed it up quite easily in a comment. You were 16, remember? Okay. Fata, hello. I dated this guy who didn't believe in the paranormal and that my apartment was haunted until shit started happening. They'll leave. Also, when you, it's particularly also if you want to break up with the fella as well. Eve. We'll see them again. Hey, SEGways. Hope everyone's doing great. Thank you very much, Jay. Appreciate it. Anna Banana, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Nightmare Nation with a gifted membership. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much, Tyler. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Let's see. We got Vlad Tevez with the one gifted as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Goffed up. I watched Deadpool 1 yesterday, and when he gets in the back of the taxi in his first scene, there is a tourist pamphlet in the seats of the taxi, and one of them says "Haunted Segway." What? What? Oh, I've got to find that scene. I've got to use that somehow in a video. That's awesome. Oh, you made my day, Goffed up. I love that. All right, I've got to find that. Thank you. I won't find it now because it'll take me forever and it'll be really boring. That's awesome, though. Thank you for that. Thank you for that info. Scottish Pride. Question: anyone interview the neighbours and such and get their take on the Conjuring House? You know, I'm pretty sure I asked that to Brian actually. He said that yes, they have claimed seeing stuff on their land, because I'm pretty sure I asked him that. And he claims the neighbours do see things, like the surrounding neighbours as well. They do say that they see things, but I haven't heard it from them directly. So who knows? Joe Vitale is the bomb, though. Just don't let him. Don't tell him I said that. From Ben Bacon Bites or Bits. Sorry. Don't want it to go to his head. Too late. It's already gone to Joe's head. Straight to his head. Could you have a GIMP investigation team? I'm down. Love the mask. Could you have a GIMP? Did you mean to say GIMP? I was thinking of like an investigation of those GIMPs, the GIMP in Pulp Fiction, like an old investigating team like that. I don't know if I missed something in the chat. That was a weird thing just to click on. I imagine this emoji is a naked person wearing a sheet. Dawson, what is wrong with you tonight? You're in a weird place. You're in a weird mood, Dawson. Do you sell the masks? You should. Then your followers could wear them and like anonymous. Yeah, I mean the trouble with these masks, they take a long time to make. So I would have to like get to if you all wanted to wear crappy shoe boxes, then yeah, I can get those out like that. But these masks, they're very well put together by Elaine Baker, Creepy Caboodle, and they take a lot of time, and I think they're quite expensive as well. Well, they are quite expensive. I'll think about it, they are. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a regular thing. But I suppose if anyone's happy to pay for it, she lives in the UK. Contact Elaine Baker, Creepy Caboodle. She may make one for you. You have to give her all your measurements and all the rest of it. And yeah, like maybe. I have not forgotten, guys. I am going to get to the bottom here. And how far behind am I? Still 3 minutes. And I will put on the mask. Nancy, hello. Hello from Canada. Hello, Canada. Just joined your chat. Well, welcome. Question: are the previous owners of the Conjuring House part of the staff now? No, they are not. They seem to be targeted from previous. They seem to be targeted. No, so that was Corey and Jen Heinzman or Heinzman. Oh, sorry, I might mispronounce that surname. Corey and Jen. Their prices were a lot cheaper than Jacqueline, and no, they've got nothing to do. As far as I'm aware, they've got nothing to do with the house now. And I believe, yeah, they were actually on Jason Hawes' live stream that he made like last week in regards to like some of Jacqueline Nunez's comments about the Conjuring House critics and Cody and Satori and other employees that work there. So yeah, Corey and Jen were in that live stream as well. They took part of that live stream. Seg, you need a t-shirt that says "I'm a grown man." I like that idea. I like that idea. I might have to do that. Yeah, I'm a grown man. So how am I? I'm very well, thank you, Faith. I'm very well. How are you? There was another documentary that was done in the Conjuring House where the neighbors were interviewed. The neighbors claimed paranormal activity as well. Right. Okay. Awesome. Never going to get it at all. Okay. I'm halfway into a conversation that I don't understand. Michael, do you think it could be the land that is haunted and not the house? I mean, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, could be. Again, one of the things I thought was very interesting after talking to Jamie Rubio, awesome, by the way. I would love to do another video and bring Jamie on board and get her perspective because she's has a lot of historical knowledge about many of these like haunted locations. But yes, after talking to Jamie, you're kind of left sort of thinking, why would it be haunted? Like, I don't even know why it would be haunted now. There's a lot of things that she disproved. Could it be haunted? Possibly. A lot of people say that they have experiences at the Conjuring House. It's hard for me to say that all those people are completely wrong, misguided, lying, whatever it might be. I don't really want to do that. So, could it be haunted? It could be haunted. I just think it's more than probably unlikely. I'll put it that way. I think it's unlikely haunted, but I'm going to say that, aren't I? On the side-eye guy. Okay. Hey, Boo Production Paranormal. How are you? How are you, mate? Hey, Seg. Today I watched two different channels of use your Conjuring video to comment about. One was Jay Cart, the other was Ben new channel. Ben. Surely you don't mean Casper site. He wouldn't care about my little video. Ben. Lady and Ben? That makes more sense because he likes to do those sort of things. Okay. Yeah, whatever. J Cart, yeah, I watched J Cart's video. I quite enjoyed his takes on it. What's your thoughts on Amy's Crypt? I like Amy's Crypt. I've kind of openly said in the past I do. I'm not a big fan of the apps, but I do think that they probably use them better than a lot of other channels. But I'm not going to be around the bush. I'm not overly. I can't endorse that she's collaborated with someone like Kelsey Davis. I'm not. I don't really like guilty by association. The argument of guilty by association, but Kelsey's a different kind of fake, in my opinion. Like it's really overtly, obviously, slaps you in the face, bullshit with Kelsey. So it's not like on the fence kind of thing with some other channels where you're like, oh, maybe I can give it the benefit of the doubt. Like Kelsey's like quite obviously like almost flaunts and enjoys how ridiculously over the top and fake it is. So I can't endorse Amy's Crypt. I was disappointed when Amy's Crypt did 2 videos with Kelsey. That was disappointing. I am okay. I've got to hurry up. Oh, thanks, Kenny. Yeah, merch. Yeah, Saturday Guy merch. The Conjuring House has 2 days available to book in November and a bunch in December. Just check booking. Okay, well there you go. Not until 2025. Thanks for that, Angelina. How far down am I going to go? Little Miss Muffet, thank you very much for your 3 months. I got to admit, I missed a shoebox. You got to ask Kaza about that. She bought the shoebox very kindly, and for a charity auction, I auctioned off the shoebox, and she won the vote, and it went to Daniel, who's actually he's got a new video coming out soon. For those of you who remember, the African debunker from Nigeria, who as a whole can of worms to get into now. Very brave man who debunks some what I would consider ridiculous claims, but are very widely believed in Africa. Africa's a very, very superstitious place, and the superstitions can destroy a lot of lives. So Kaza won that charity, the charity auction, and the money was put towards Daniel's efforts to save a bunch of women who've been accused of being witches, and that can be a near death penalty in some. I believe that was in Ghana. He was doing that. Yeah, it was crazy. Old Spirits Investigators, thank you very much for your $5. Really enjoyed the podcast you did with lovely ladies from Adelaide. I'm glad you did. I had to sigh. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. Huh, that was weird. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Okay, let me get down to the chat. I want to make sure you guys can actually hear me. Kenny Biddle's in the chat. How's it going, Kenny? Okay, so I'm really sorry. I'm probably going to miss a whole bunch of chat, but I need to get down to the bottom just to make sure you guys can actually hear me, because my Brad Bernard, thank you very much for your 5 gifted, mate. Really appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the 5 people who were gifted the membership by Brad Generosity, and please be sure to thank Brad in the chat here. Thank you very much, mate. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to try and get down. Okay, I think I'm at the bottom. We can see and hear you. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. My internet just went. Okay, so as I said, I would put on the Grim Reaper mask. So let's get the Grim Reaper. Let's get it on. Oh, meanwhile, who we got here? Can hear you okay? Okay, good stuff. Guys, if I didn't read out your question, don't feel shy about asking it again. I will try my best to get round to each of your questions. It's just going to be quite difficult. There you go, Air Force One. Is there any place in the Pacific Northwest you'd like to investigate? I don't know. Where is there? I can't even think of any. Would that be considered like what's it called? The Winchester House, is that considered the Pacific Northwest? Is the Queen Mary in the Pacific Northwest? I'm not 100% sure about the geography of that, to be honest with you. I'd like to go to the Winchester House, but I don't think it's haunted at all. I just think it's like architecturally a very unique, interesting place to go visit. Okay. Yeah, I might need to know some areas in the Pacific Northwest, some locations. Sorry. Just Jane, any idea how much the Conjuring House charges for 1 hour tour? I believe I did look at this a while ago. I want to say it's like between 30, 40 bucks. It's probably more 40 bucks than 30. Which, don't get me wrong, is still expensive, but compared to how much it is for the overnight thing, it's not as bad. Okay. There we go. Grim Reaper! Grim Reaper time. The Grim Reaper. Anyway, it's enough of that. Douglas Scarborough Fisher. How likely does it feel to be just thought of activity at the Conjuring House due to the tales told over and over again? Just humans handing each other, ourselves, each other. How likely does it feel to be just thought from activity? I don't understand the question. How likely does it feel to be just thought from activity at the Conjuring House due to? Oh, do you mean like you're just? Do you mean like it's? I'm trying to work this out. So, do you mean like if you're just I can't say this right. As in, your being, your essence at the Conjuring House is just thought from stories that are told over and over again, and that brings you life. Is that what we're talking about? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really. Oh, sorry, haunting themselves. Okay. All right. I don't really understand, but I'm going to go. Jason Horsing. Jason, are you in? Hey, there he is. How's it going, mate? Okay. Kaz. Hey, Seg. Hope all is well. You fancy coming to Birkenhead in the UK to investigate? These numpties are possessed as hell. Birkenhead? Is that how you say it? Where is that? I'm looking for places to investigate in the UK, so I'm going over in December. So, yeah, for sure. I don't know what it is. Every time I wear this bloody mask, it bloody itches my face like crazy. There we go. Does your family think you're cool? No. I don't need to read any further. The answer there, Cree Storm, is absolutely not. Does your family think it's cool what you do? I think this can be some time-consuming and tough of a day on having time for everyone to do this too. It is for me as a writer. Yeah, I mean, if I read that correctly, yeah, it's this is time-consuming doing this. The next video I've got planned, I think some of you probably already know, you may have read the community post, it's going to be on Twin Paranormal. They've gone to the House of the Dead, and I just couldn't stop talking about it. It's going to end up being quite a long video, and so it's a bit time consuming, but the way I see it, these videos are going to be hopefully on YouTube forever. And I'd rather put in like a few extra hours work and get it right and get it how I want them to be than just to rush it. So if it takes me longer and it's extra work to get these videos out, then so be it. You know, that's absolutely fine. Jason, if you're in the chat, by all means, you're welcome. I'm happy for you to come on. I actually would love to hear your thoughts. I don't know, in general, really, about some of this Conjuring House stuff. So if you're, by all means, don't feel obliged to come on. But if you would like to come on, let me know, and I can send you a link. Otherwise, if you're not in a place to come on the live, do you just want to give us some of your thoughts in the chat here, and I will try my absolute best to actually find that and read it out, because I'm pretty crap at reading out the chat, mate. Jelly Bean Death Machine, love that name, by the way. Thanks, Seg, for making me laugh. I've had a hard day. My account was hacked and all my money Oh, Christ. So no money for food. Oh, my God. Money for food to get me to work tomorrow. At least I can laugh for a little bit. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. Jenny Big, is it no one who can help you out with that? I don't know. Can we do something to help you out with that? That sounds horrible. Oh, bastards. Oh, Jelly Bean, I'm really sorry to hear that. Okay, let me try and get down. I hope you're okay, Jellybean. Really, that's really sucks. Um, I absolutely love seeing the relationship being built between debunkers and paranormal enthusiasts. Yes, so do I. I'll admit, it's quite refreshing. Chrissy Williams, I preface this by saying I'm a Mormon, but I have always been curious why ghost hunters or investigators don't visit alternate religious places. Like, oh yeah, hmm, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, cool, man. All right, let me send it. You bear with me, guys. Uh, okay, that you should have got that sent over to you, Jason. There we go. Why in the UK would you collab with Beardo, Purple, and Mr. Grace? So I believe I can mention this because Beardo mentioned this on his last live stream. I am going to the. I don't know if he said the location, but sorry. If no one's heard this, this will be like a little exclusive right now. Side Eye Guy, Mythos Paranormal, and Beardo Get Scared will be going to the Ancient Ram Inn or Ancient Rams Inn in December. Booked, happening, done. The collab that may no one the collab that probably no one's asked for is happening. So I'm very excited about that. Yes, I'm glad you asked that actually. So yeah. Let me know in the chat what you think. If you're excited about that, I don't know. Or if everyone's like, yeah, all right, 3 people who don't really believe. Actually, that's not true. Mythos and Beardo are far bigger believers in this stuff than I am. I want to believe in it, but I believe they actually do believe in it. Even though I feel like Mythos is getting further and further away from it. I think he's kind of like tiptoeing away. I might be wrong. I feel like he's tiptoeing away from it a little bit. But yeah, Beardo's all in. Beardo's like fully believes in the paranormal. I'm like, I don't know. I want to believe in it. I'll outright say that. God, I want it. I want it all. I want to be. I so want to be wrong. Let's see. What's your personal opinion from? So, what's your personal opinion from being here? Do you think the lights are tracked to blink? I don't know what's going on if I'm having a stroke during this live. I swear to God, there's a lot of questions I'm struggling to understand today. What is your personal opinion from being there? Do you think the lights are tricked to? Oh, do you mean the Conjuring House? Where are we talking about? Sorry, I can't lie. I need some clarification on that. I don't understand unless it's something I talked about before and I've already got the memory of a goldfish and I forgot. I don't know what you mean. I can relate to Jelly Bean. My husband left me notes. He left and was not coming back after cleaning out my bank. Oh, sorry. Okay, I must have missed a message from you. Jelly Bean, please don't tell me that your bank account was cleared out by like a loved one. Please don't say that. I might have missed something you said. I'm trying to keep an eye out for it. I think I might have missed a bit. Man, that sucks. Here's the Hawes. I watched a great deal, many paranormal channels, reaction videos, and debunking channels included. So may have a very positive. So many have had very positive towards your video. Absolutely. There we go. I've scrolled down far enough now where I'm actually getting people talking about ancient ramen. Sounds like an elderly person. Stu, you dirty goat. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Oh, mate, it's that guy. That's so cool. The ancient ram in. Let's go. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. So, like, Raven, shut up. It's like that's actually been like a bucket list one of mine as well. The ancient rams in. So I'm very excited about that one. I've heard it's very, very small, and I've also heard the locals like to wind up the people in the house. But you know, oh yeah, the Mythos one was good that he done when he was investigating the other day. He did that quite well. That was interesting. It was a very different take on it. That collab with the three of you sounds all right. Thanks for that, Joe. What is going on in your mind, Joe, where that's where you're going? I think that says more about you than any of us three. Yes, okay, I got it now. The Conjuring House. Are the lights? So I don't remember there being any blinking lights while I was there. I don't think. I think the lights behave themselves the whole time we were there. I mean, I'll be honest. You'll see it more. I mean, you'll already see it if you watch the videos that Joe Vitale and Weeping Willow, or 87 Paranormal and Weeping Willow put out. Not a great deal happened. There were a couple of things that I will highlight. But yeah, like nothing like blinking lights or anything like that. But I would say if there were any kind of light issues, it's probably just because the electrics are so old. It's a very, very old house. Obviously. Seg, even if paranormal stuff isn't real, at least you can check out the old places. That completely utterly agree, Douglas. My thing is like, and this is why I like somewhere at the Conjuring House or Brushy Mountain or the places where Adelaide Haunted Horizons took me. That's interesting. Ignore the ghost side of things. They're just great places to go, and not only to go, but to be able to explore by yourself. That's genuinely unique and exciting and interesting. And if I could have more experiences like that in my life, I absolutely welcome them. Sacred Grounds Australia. I'll read out your question in a minute. We now have the one, the only. What's going on? There we go.
What's going on?
How's it going, Jason? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you, mate. I'm well. So I've got. I have to do this. Oh, that voice.
Yeah, my microphone all set up and everything else. So,
I'm weak at the knees.
You busting on Beardo?
A little bit. Just a little bit. That just instantly made me laugh so much the other day. When he did that, he was like, oh, that voice.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, he's been calling me a posh twat for I've been getting hashtag posh twats in my comments for bloody weeks now.
You guys can get away with saying a lot of words that we can't seem to say over here in the U.S. So it's, I don't know.
So I'll say this. I don't know which words in particular you're talking about, but there is a word, a very big word that's got a very interesting kind of the relationship. When I'm in America, my God, you don't say that word. When you're in the UK, you shouldn't say that word, but people drop it every now and then. When you're in Australia, this word, I'm pretty sure you know the word I'm talking about, is a greeting.
Yeah, I do.
All the time. Everyone says it. And it took me a little while to get used to it.
Well, I was over in the UK at one point. I was filming a live show with Jack Osborne, and it was a celebrity thing where people got voted off. And one of the people who were on my team, Katie Pierce, I believe her name was, her and I had gotten into a little disagreement at one point, and I was talking to some other people, and I said she had said these things, and I was about to pop off on her, and they're like, don't ever say pop off when you're here on TV because it means something totally different than it does in the U.S. It's pop. You're pretty much saying I'm gonna snap on this person. I'm gonna lose it. But no, you don't say that over there because it means something.
Yeah. Obviously, the other one is I don't even want to say this word out loud because I think it will. I'll spell it. It will get me in trouble. I think instantly. But the FAG, completely different in the UK.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's weird. I don't know. But I see you're talking about the Conjuring House, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Since I've got this up here, though, I'll just quickly get back to Sacred Grounds Australia. So, question: is there really on how long your YouTube video can be at the Conjuring House if that gets approved? That is. So, from my understand, no, your video just has to adhere to YouTube terms and conditions when it comes to the length of the video, and I think YouTube videos can be really long. The only stipulation that the Conjuring House has is how long your live streams can be, and you cannot. One channel cannot go longer than 2 hours live.
Why
Yeah,
is
I
that?
don't understand. We don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. So when we were there, Joe Vitale, NT7 Paranormal Joe Vitale, could go live for 2 hours, and he was kind enough to allow me to use his channel to do that basement solo thing that I did, because I wasn't allowed to do that on my channel. But then because Weeping Willow Paranormal paid that additional fee to film at the contract, they were also allowed 2 hours. So between the two channels, there was 4 hours that night. I don't know. What do you think about that? About that one?
I think first off, I think it's highway robbery. Bottom line is even when Grant and me owned the Spalding Inn, I mean, I didn't charge anybody if they wanted to film something. I mean, that's just you're coming, you're staying, you've got a room rented. It's all for just seeing what's going on out there. But I never looked at it as big business. It wasn't. I make my money elsewhere doing other things. I never wanted to generate income by pretty much robbing people of that much of money like that. That's just not my style. That's not how I've ever been. That's why you don't see me out there doing all those other things. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I know right now I'm not on her happy list, so which I'm okay with. I don't give a shit. I've got enough friends in this world. I'm working on my list of enemies, so that's how it goes.
I'm kind of wondering how many people she's striking off that list of her friend list though, because
well, yeah,
yeah,
I can't say much, but I can tell you it's gotten a lot bigger over the last few weeks. So yeah, I mean, problem is things are falling apart, and
yeah.
I think my concern is she's got other issues, and it's I don't know. Yeah, I can only say so much, of course, just trying to keep it respectful. But I think that she needs assistance, and
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to try and be careful. Even I'm going to try and be careful how I word this, because I don't want to say something that might be crossing the line. But when you read the statements that she's putting out, and it's not under Jacqueline Nunez, it's under the Conjuring House. This is for her business. You don't do that. Like that. Again, I'm going to try and be careful when I say this, but like, I'm probably not going to be careful about it. I'm probably going to get in trouble saying this. Someone of sound rational mind doesn't say those things. Simple as that.
And I agree with you on that. And I think also the fact of, I wanted everybody on there because I didn't want people to automatically say, oh, he's only having Satori and Cody on there because, Satori's his daughter. No, I wanted everybody. The minute that post was made, that post was a direct attack towards people who did everything they could to help this individual survive and to do well. And whether it's Corey, whether it's Jen, all of those people. And to see that, and I didn't even know half these messages were coming in, but then to find out that because they resigned and they started, all of them started getting, they were getting these messages asking for, oh, don't leave, I'll fix this, I'll stop that. And because they were like, no, we're moving on, the messages just got worse and worse. And then to the point where it started getting threatening. And then when the threats weren't working, then came the whole, well, now I'm going to say this about you. And if you deny it or you go online and post things, I'm going to sue you. And that's ridiculous. That's kind of like, I've always looked at it where I hate the people who every other word out of their mouth is I'm going to sue you. Because you know what? I can sue the hell out of people. Why would I? And the fact of the matter is, if I'm saying that to somebody who if I have a lawyer on payroll, which I do, because of course, being in the television industry, that's what we do.
Yeah,
We have to cover our own backs. But if I'm saying that to somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck and trying to survive, then I'm beating that little person down because they don't have the ability to defend themselves. So I'm scaring them into keeping their mouth quiet, or I'm scaring them into a corner. And that's why when Tori finally filled me in, I said to her, I said, you know what? I'm not you, Satori. I'm not somebody that somebody can scare into a corner. I have lawyers. And you want to go lawyer to lawyer? Shit, I'm there all day long. And I can tie you up. I've done a show for 20 years. I'm not hurting here. So the fact of the matter is, she wants to go after my daughter, I'll go after her. And when it comes down to it, we'll see in the end who's financially able to survive. And I don't think it's going to be over there. So I think she needs assistance, and she needs to stop thinking that everybody is conspiring against her and get that help, because right now she's destroying the place. She's destroying the reputation of the property. And, I'm not a big Conjuring House guy. I filmed there back, I think it was season 2 or 3 of Ghost Hunters. We had a couple little things, nothing major. I think 90% of the story's bullshit, to be honest with you. And that's just the way it's always been. So, but we've helped her out. We've done, I've shown up there. I've fixed plumbing. I've done these other things because nobody can get in touch with her at the times, just to help out, just because I figure she's trying to survive. She's trying to get by. But now I know there's this whole other side that you didn't see, that I didn't see until, it was later on. And that's why, like I said, I wanted to do that video and just let those people voice their concerns and just say what happened, defend themselves. I mean, if she wants to come after me, let her come after me. I'm good with that.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing that I believe, like, there's been other debunkers, Beardo in particular, that says that he's been threatened legally, like, every week. I haven't had too many of them, which is maybe quite surprising. I haven't had too many people come at me, threatening me with legal stuff. It's only ever happened like a few times. But I don't understand how it works when it comes to, like, you're in America, I'm in Australia, or, someone's in Britain, America. Blah, blah, blah. I don't understand how all that stuff works. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm smart enough to understand how all that works. But ultimately, threatening someone legally for telling the truth is a dog move. It's as simple as that. It's a dog move. Now, if someone's mistaken, hey, you've got the freedom of speech to put them correct. And the most of the time, when we criticize whether it be a channel or a haunted house, they already have a platform.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going after someone who has no platform. And it's one of the things I mentioned in my Conjuring House video that I made recently, that I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but
I did. I actually just watched it before I saw you were live. And that's the thing. I mean, even you made a video on me. Man, and the thing is, it's one of those things where I told you right out. I said, hey, I'm never going to try to push you one way or the other. Make your decision on your own. But I don't care. If somebody likes me, fine. If they don't like me, fine. Either way, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. My life's going to go on. The fact of the matter is, it's just, I don't see any reason why I'm just not the guy who's going to go out and try to sue people or try or hit or threaten people with lawsuits. It's just,
yeah. I completely get it if someone says something really messed up. I get that. I can get it. Even then, I'm like give them the opportunity to bloody apologize and take it down before you start doing all that kind of stuff. But it's when I hear things that people are like, I have this opinion, or I've shown my evidence on why this is, etc., etc., and then you hear legal threats. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. And again, that becomes a situation where somebody with money, or who wants to pretend they have money, or however, is trying to push somebody who's scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck, just beat them into submission, which is just uncalled for. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, I mean, with Joe going out there, you guys all going out there, I mean, a place is going to charge what somebody's willing to pay, I guess. And, I think that's outrageous, to be honest. I mean, that's just beyond outrageous. I can't say the show Ghost Hunters hasn't paid a location fee. I'm 100% positive that they've paid places for us to investigate. Because the fact of the matter is, some of these businesses have to close down for a day or two while we go in there, or up to a week or two, depending on where we're filming. When we go in to investigate a place, well, a place can't take a financial hit like that. But so I can't blame anybody for charging for a location. But I mean, some of it's just freaking outrageous to me. I don't know.
It was in particular it was bad. I mean, I believe if you take out the additional person that Joe paid for, it would have been like $1,400 because the channel was small enough, and we went on a Monday, so it made it a little bit cheaper. But really, the kick in the teeth for us is we paid for it all. We were like, we're excited to go, can't wait, and then all of a sudden, I can't remember. I think I might have brought it up. I'm like, well, can we all film? And then we looked in the small print, and it was like, no. And then we had to do it all by email. There was no. It just literally said one channel is allowed to film on any given night.
Well, and beyond that, don't they have to sign off on the footage before you put it out there? Which, I mean, is even beyond I would never in my life film at a location that gave me the ultimatum that they had to sign off on something before it. In other words, what if I went into a location and I was able to debunk everything, and they didn't want me to debunk it? They could just say no, off on it.
I would imagine this. The thing that frustrates me about it is I would imagine, and I should have put this in my video actually, is that their argument for this would be, well, we don't want people to spread misinformation. We don't want people to get all the facts wrong, which I understand that. But
I can understand.
I literally showed all the times when channels go in there and talk the Bathsheba Sherman shit.
Exactly. So, and I can understand you don't want the misinformation, but also now it becomes a two-sided blade there, where they can also not want you to put out the true information as well. So that becomes a serious issue. So I think, I don't know. I mean, I would prefer people to come in and put out false information, and then somebody to come behind them and put out the real information to prove that they were screwed up in the first place, instead of me shooting down the ability of somebody having the right to say what they find or what they were able to debunk. I think that outweighs anything else. So if somebody wants to come into a location I own and say Satan's in the friggin' corner, let them be the fools that did it. Yeah. Because the next people to come in, hopefully they'll come in and prove that Satan isn't in the closet or in the corner. So let that happen naturally, but don't keep people from being able to be honest to the very people who are watching them, hoping for the honesty. If I come in and I'm able to figure out that something going on is an electrical issue, I want to be able to tell everybody that. I don't want you to be able to shut me down so I can't tell the people what I was able to find. It's just silly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Can I just very quickly go back to again? So everyone in the chat, I know I haven't been reading the chat since Jason's come on. I apologize. I will try and get around to some of your questions in a minute.
Sorry, it's my hold me responsible.
Yeah, blame Jason. Did you say? I want to make sure I got this correct. That you went into the Conjuring House to help out with some of the plumbing. Was that under Jackson?
100%. Yeah, so they had a flooding situation in the basement, and Satori was trying to get in touch with Satori and Cody were trying to get in touch. They couldn't. So Tori reached out to me because I'm a plumber by trade. Yeah. So I went and I found that it was raining, and the roof drains going down the spouts were coming right into the ground right next to the house, and it's a rock foundation, so the water was just seeping back in. So it was just creating a circle, and so I reran the pump. I redirected those drains to get them further away from the house, so the basement stopped flooding. So I fixed that, and then I went back another day because they had a trailer that was stuck. So I drove my truck. It was a brand new truck. I drove it deep into the woods and hooked this thing up and screwed the hell out of that truck. But I was able to get the trailer out of the way. But yeah, I did all this. I never asked for anything, never received anything, nothing. It was just trying to help out. I mean,
help out, yeah. I don't know why that annoys me even more. Because, I
don't know, man. I think it's sad that, like I said, if somebody wants to leave a place for whatever reason, and again, people who watch the video, they can not feel bad for Satori and Cody. They can, whatever. It's not about whatever the situation with Satori and Cody is. I think it was more about the treatment that all those individuals, including more, have received or had to deal with. And after doing everything they did to try to help. And so that's why I had them all on there. Whether people like Satori or Cody or not, that's up to them. I mean, that's between everybody. But it was more just having people on there to be able to voice what really they experienced, or at least comment on a post that was made that then they were also threatened that they can't defend themselves about. So I was like, screw that shit. You can defend yourself with me.
Oh yeah, 100%. And on the Cody Satori thing, I will just say this: like, obviously, I don't hold back on. You know, you're obviously well aware of my thoughts on the Cody Satori thing
Yourself.
Yeah, and but on that, like, obviously, I'm here talking to Satori's dad. I am not interested in going on about any of that right to the guy who's the father, and I would like to extend that sort of courtesy to anyone. To be fair, I haven't read anything in the comments about Cody Satori. I haven't been reading too many of them, but I haven't seen anything. But if we could just keep it respectful, it's very good of Jason to come on here right now. I very much appreciate it, and you know,
and just to everybody out there, just understand that with Satori and Cody, you know, I love them dearly. They're my family, of course. Their concern with them is their concern with them. And I think that's just where that needs to stay. It's not me, because no matter what, I'm going to be biased, bottom line. So I try to stay out of that and just do my own thing. Yeah, but it's, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. But like I say, I don't believe anyone's been saying anything that I can see out of turn. But we can just keep it on topic of the Conjuring House, because, like I say, it's very good of Jason to come on and share his thoughts on this. And one of the things I mentioned this is in the video where I thought it was really good, and you also mentioned it earlier as well, that you did. It wasn't just a Cody Satori thing when you brought them on your live stream. You did want to get as many people involved in this whole shitstorm as you could. And give them, because when I'm talking earlier about platforms, that's the thing that can kind of annoy me sometimes is someone can call someone else, someone can be like really nasty, and then the person they're doing that to doesn't have a platform. And
exactly.
you were able to do that for, you know, because obviously Cody Satori have a platform, but some of the other caretakers do not. And some of the other people involved in that house don't.
Corey, one of the past owners, I think he just started his Facebook page, doesn't even have a Facebook page. So again, these people, these things get said and they don't have any way to defend themselves, or even if they do, one or two people might hear them, but 20,000 just saw the post. So, and the fact of the matter is, I know now the post has been removed. I've been blocked from the page, which is fine, but the post has been removed. It hasn't even been removed. They took what she wrote and somebody put a video up in its place, and the 1,300 comments are still there. So,
so it was like all these comments where people, what the hell are you talking about? How can you say stop swearing? And it's just like some nice video. People like,
it's not even a nice video. I mean, it's a weird video of people screaming and stuff. But
okay.
I don't understand. But whatever. I mean, to each their own. It's an interesting property. Again, I think 90% of the history that's out there is BS on it. I never had really much happen there, but it's a beautiful old property. But the fact of the matter is, I think it's just its reputation is getting destroyed right now because of this.
Oh, yes, it is. And this is the thing that, like when obviously you've been there, as you said, when you go there, it's you very much, and this is coming from an Englishman who's like, I used to live in an old building in London. When you're in the Conjuring House, it's a different kind of old. It's like you really do genuinely feel like you're walking back in time to an extent. I know that's a cliche, cheesy thing to say, but it's true. Like the foundations, the walls, the basement, everything's like, you know, this has lived so many lives when you're there. And like ignoring the paranormal claims, just the historical side of things, it is a shame what's going on here.
Well, it really is. I wish the property was in a better hands. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Somebody I think somebody who was genuine about the field, who wasn't, I mean, I guess just, wasn't just worried about what it can take in, but I think what it could put out there for the paranormal community or just in general, everybody. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where, I think some people asked me the other day if I thought it was more of just a cash grab. And I think people are going to have to draw their own conclusions, but let's look at the amount of money that you were just showing and go from there. I mean, if 20 over $2,000, just, I mean, I don't even know what time you could start or what time. I think you got to be out of there by 7 or 8 in the morning anyway. So it's like, wow.
8 a.m. I believe. Yeah.
You figure even at $1,500 a night, 7 days out of the week, it's like, you're over $10,000. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. And one of the things, like I said, that annoyed me in the thing is like there seems to be a different standard for known, like famous or popular, whatever you want to sort of call it, channels or that go there. Like we went there, we were asked not to go outside, and I was like, what the actual hell? Like, that one of the big things I was excited about when I went there is like, the land is haunted, the land. And I went there, and our tour guide said, we'd rather you didn't go outside. We've had complaints about the neighbors. I'm like, well, what's the glamping thing about?
Yeah, I think the glamping thing's way in the back, but I know that there's been some issues with the neighbors, but then again, I don't know if I could really blame the neighbors with the way things have been going lately. So, but I mean, you can't investigate a property if you can't go outside, because what if you were inside and somebody was slapping on the side of the building? I mean, how do you disprove it? So that makes no sense.
Yeah. I will say, second round Australia, no, we did not get any complimentary tea or coffee. There was in the kitchen area, there was a lot of like, we call them chips. You guys call them chips, like packets of chips, right?
Potato chips?
Yeah, potato chips, yeah. We call them crisps. I know crisps is something different for you guys. But we weren't told if we could have them or not. They were just sort of like there on the floor, in a cardboard box on the floor. So we were like, can we have them? And we were like, I don't think so. So we just didn't touch them. So we weren't told. That we were just said, hey, you can set up your, that could be like a little base campy kind of area right there. And bye. That was kind of what it was. We weren't told if there was any complimentary anything.
Well, that's got to be tough too, because you're out in Burrillville, Rhode Island. I mean, that's kind of the middle of nowhere. Rhode Island's a very small state. It's only 47 miles long by 38 wide. It's
big enough to have Bigfoot in it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, hey, at one point, the main house that finding Bigfoot was in the woods behind this house, which I know there's no Bigfoot. So, anyways, but but being in Burrillville, I mean, this middle of nowhere, there's not like you can just go out and grab fast food. It's a hell of a drive to go anywhere. So, yeah, it'd be nice if you at least had something.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I was there with Joe, who's been there a few times before. So I'm not sure if Joe, maybe in the comment, did you know there was going to be were you aware that they weren't going to provide any kind of like snacks or refreshments? Because we did bring a bunch of stuff with us. Because whenever I can't drink coffee, I hate coffee. So whenever I do these things, I just stack up on Red Bull to keep me going through the night. Like me and coffee, disgusting stuff. But
Joe had to drive all the way there too, so he probably had a car full of crap.
Yeah, it was actually Ron from Weeping Willow Paranormal that did the driving, because he had a great big van and we could all fit in the one van.
Works out
and all the equipment could go in there too, so that was good. So Ron, I don't think he's here right now, but he was a trooper because he was up all night. I tried to stay awake for him, but I don't think I could. He just stayed awake and drove back to the Airbnb. So good on you, Ron. Thanks very much for that, mate. Jason, like, this might be like a very generic question, but I've got you on here, and I would love to know this. I can't remember. Maybe Beto asked this. I don't know. It's probably mate. I apologize in advance because it's probably the most boring, generic, standard bloody question you get. Where is the most haunted place you've been?
You know what? I think there's different classifications of what is so-called haunted. of course, when I headed overseas, there's so much history overseas. So when you get to Ireland and England, I mean, the place has so much more history than what we supposedly have here in the United States, except for, of course, the Native Americans. But so, you know, heading over to Ireland and being at Lap Castle, places like that are amazing. When it comes to the United States, some of the most active, and I can't say definitely haunted, but most active places I liked, of course, Gettysburg, where you had 150,000 people fight to the death. Waverly Hills, where tuberculosis, I mean, you had 40,000 people. So places that had so much loss, you have a higher potential for having possible activity. So places like that are some of my favorite. Also, St. Augustine Lighthouse. I mean, what we caught in St. Augustine Lighthouse was mind-blowing, seeing we weren't even supposed to film there. That just became the luck of the draw.
That's probably one of your most famous episodes.
Physically in. Conjuring House is physically in Burrillville, Rhode Island, right here in my state. It's 20 minutes from me right here. I was concerned after hearing about a floor needing a jack. I put that jack in. So actually, I put that that lolly column, they call them. I put it in downstairs in the basement, and that's because the wood was starting to bend. I mean, it's old, so let's see. For the amount of money, Jack, the customers were staying overnight. Basis. Oh, yeah. Well,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm well aware that there has probably been probably close to 100 questions that we've missed since talking, but I will try now. And now that Jason's been on, being able to say his initial piece about probably what's been bottled up with him for a little while now. But if you do have any questions, please put a Q at the beginning of the comment so I can pick it up and I will try my best to read it. I have to take this mask off because I'm roasting in it. Give me a sec. Oh, dear me. So that's I love that mask, but it comes with a great big hood on it. And it's
not fan in there something.
Wait a minute. There we go. So that comes with see if you can see it. You can't really see it in this light. It's a great big hood that comes with it. It's great. It's great, but it's something that I only try and I'll put that on if it's going to be a cold night. Here we go. From Ben Bacon Bits. Jason, don't you find it hard to not laugh at his mask?
No, I mean,
why did I click on that?
Oh, I mean, everybody's got their own style, so I don't find it hard at all. I mean, you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. You don't. So
I was saying this earlier, because I get people going, oh, why you look silly in the mask and all the rest of it. It's like, yeah, I do, but it's more memorable than my regular ass looking face.
But also, I think it gives you a piece of where you see me on TV, you see me in public, people know, they know it's me. So, I mean, it's nice if you kind of have that ability to do your thing and then be separated from it the minute you step out of your house.
I've got to admit, I'm not going to be conceited enough here to say oh my God, if I show my face, I'm going to be bloody recognized in the streets, like I'm sure you do get, Jason. By no means. But Beardo has said that, he gets recognized and all the rest of it. And I've got two small kids. I don't really want that, to be honest with you. I'm out and about with them. I like the idea of being me.
Yeah, I had six kids, yeah. 3 girls. So, I mean, it was one of those things where it was tough. I mean, the minute we hit, if I going on a family vacay anywhere, the minute you're in the airport, I mean, it was crazy. How long was this an issue for behind the scenes from the day Jacqueline was product? Honestly, I can't say much because I only started finding out about the stuff about a month ago, about a month and a half ago. And that's because I think Tori wanted to keep me out of it, knowing that I might go full bore in on it. But I guess these problems have been going on for a while because they turned in their resignations back in, I think the very beginning of May or the end of April. And so the issues have been going on for months and months prior to that. So.
Crow Judas, the lovely hot dog eating weirdo that is Crow Judas. Jason, what is the best visual evidence you have ever caught? We got best and ever in caps, so Crow means it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's been a lot of great evidence that we've captured throughout the years, but I think the majority of probably the best evidence that we've ever caught are things that fall under confidentiality agreements. So when people are watching the show, they're only seeing a very small part of what TAPS does. We do tons of cases that are personal cases that are not for television. And those, we always put those under confidentiality agreements because I don't want somebody to call me in and to think that I'm going to go and write a book about their tragedy or the things that are going on in their home, because it's not about that for us. So I think some of the best evidence has been stuff with that's always fallen under our confidentiality agreement. What is your favorite equipment? Common sense, because not enough friggin' people have that these days. Common sense is the most important piece of equipment anybody can have. Beyond that, I like, of course, thermal and digital recorders and stuff, but common sense, yeah. Let's see, for Jason, what is a lesser known location that you really like? Well, I mean, here in Rhode Island, we have places like Ram's Tail Factory, which was one of the first places that I've investigated. It was an old mill that was run by a man by the name of Pele Walker. You can actually check some of that out. A friend of mine, Jason Allard, has a YouTube page. It's Abandoned from Above, and check it out. I mean, he covers a lot of great places like that. So, Jason, were you and Grant pissed when the company tried to dupe you both? Not sure what they're referring to when they.
I was going to say I didn't understand that one either.
No, they're talking. It's the place in San Francisco. What the hell was the name of it? Yes, I lost my shit on that. I had to fight with the network to get them to actually air that episode, because they didn't want to air the episode because they were worried about people throwing a fit. I wanted them to air the episode because I wanted people to throw that fit. I wanted to show the fact that there's always somebody out there who might try to pull it over on you.
Speaking of San Francisco, did you ever go to Alcatraz?
Yes. Yeah, I went to Alcatraz.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
It was a really interesting place. Problem is, you got a lot of limitations because you've got the park rangers are in charge of the place. So, so you constantly got to have somebody within eyesight of you. So you're kind of dealing with that. So, I mean, a noise can. What if the person burps or belches, anything like that? I mean, it kind of opens up the door to contamination issues that.
Right.
So what else we got? Has TCH to the people that went on your live? No, not besides the fact that supposedly she's gonna sue everybody, but we'll see how that goes. Because
you can blame Crow Judas for this.
That's just disgusting.
You hear that, Crow?
Wayne Dawson
and Christian Academy, disgusting.
Has any of the staff members received any official apologies from Jacqueline? It's not nice. Oh, no, she has not. No, she has not apologized. She's actually doubled down. She said more things to people. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's just, she is going straight down a hill there.
I will sort of say as well, and by no means was I ever expecting anything. I'm aware that I'm a much more channel, and like Jason's Jason Hawes and Satori Hawes and all the rest of it, so it does make sense. But I haven't heard anything from Jacqueline or anyone at the Conjuring House either. So
yeah, she hasn't apologized. She won't apologize. So and it is what it is. All right, we'll take a couple more before I got to run. But Jason, I was wondering.
All good, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll just do a couple more. But yeah, again, before you have to go, thank you very much for taking this time.
Don't worry about it, man. We'll have to do one where I'm on for a longer. But I was raised in Cranston, Rhode Island. I live in Colorado now. You investigated the Stanley the day after I got married there. Divorced now, but what do you think about the hauntings there? The Stanley Hotel is one of my favorite locations. Stephen King wrote The Shining after going to the Stanley, had a little too much to drink one night, got lost, heading to his room, had some experiences, and that's where he came up with the movie The Shining. you know, it's a phenomenal location. It, of course, you being out there seeing it, it takes a little getting used to, because all of a sudden you're 12,000 feet above sea level, and that'll mess your body up. But I mean, if you can ever get out there and spend time, it's just great. I love it. It's one of my favorite locations.
I might be wrong here. I don't think they allow investigations. I think you can do what you want in your room, of course, but I don't think they allow you to go around the lobby or the grounds investigating anymore.
Well, I don't know. I know Joe and them from who own the properties. They own multiple properties, including some out here in Rhode Island. I know certain people can investigate. Like I could contact them and do an investigation, but they've had problems with some groups out there in the have stiffed them and stuff like that.
No, I can imagine if you're not like a Conjuring House kind of thing, where you're primarily making your money from it being a haunted. If you're like a business who also has like this haunted like aspect to your business on the side, I can imagine when like your main business is a hotel or whether it be a historical attraction, sometimes the people who are the ghost enthusiasts can really do your head in when it comes to the main bulk of your business or the main bulk of your attraction.
Well, I will say we do events up at the Stanley, and we would rent out the entire Stanley Hotel, so all the rooms would be booked, and we'd have 300 people there. So I mean, it was a fun time, but a lot of people, and it's really tough to investigate with that many people. See, is any places in the Pacific Northwest that you'd like to investigate? I mean, I checked out. Well, I was over there in Oregon. We checked out Cedar Woolley, the old place out there. I mean, yeah, I would love to get out there, but I'm so on the East Coast. But there's a bunch of places on the
big
West
country.
Would you ever work with Zach Baggins? That's absolutely not. No.
Oh no! Please, please, Jason, I beg you.
I just say it's nothing personal per se, but I think that we handle things very differently. We look at things very differently. I just don't think it would be beneficial for either of us to do that because,
it'd just be so funny. I would kill just.
Really? Do you think it would be funny?
Yeah. God, yeah. It'd be so funny. Watching you looking at Zach getting possessed would be like all my Christmases come at once.
You know what? You should ask Steve from my show about one of the last people who claimed to be possessed, what happened. So I'll tell you quickly, and you can ask Steve. But this guy, we were going up the stairs, and the guy was in front of us in the basement. And we're trying to leave, and he just like flipping out, kept on throwing kicks at us. And Steve's behind me, and I had it. I was so fed up. And the guy threw a kick, and I grabbed the back of his pant leg. And when I did, I pulled him, so he lost his balance. I hit him in the forehead. So I hit him in the forehead. He hit his head on the stairs, knocked his ass out completely. But ask Steve. If you ever talk to Steve, ask him because Steve was Steve. What do we do now? I said, you step over and we're leaving. So, and that was it pretty much. So I don't deal with that bullshit possession stuff. No.
You and Zach would just be so funny together.
Oh, geez. Well, what would be your holy grail evidence you would need to be 100% believer in the paranormal? Well, here's the thing. I'm already a believer in the paranormal. I just believe over 80% of all claims can be disproved. I believe that 80% of the things happening have nothing to do with the paranormal. It has to do with overactive imaginations or things of that nature, or just not being educated in things that are going on. I mean, people hear knocking in walls. As a plumber, it could be air in the line, but also I know that I've checked in the walls and found chipmunks and mice and rats. So there's so many different factors that can come into play when it comes down to it. So I believe over 80% of all claims can be disproved. And para is just a Greek word for beyond. So beyond the normal of what we're used to is what the paranormal stands for. So as for Holy Grail, this day and age, it would have to be something that I experienced firsthand, because there's too many people with the ability to fake video, to fake photos, to fake audio. And now some of these people are growing up with this technology, and now we have AI as well, which I introduced Kenny Biddle to not too long ago. I said, Kenny, you got to get on this stuff. I said, because soon people are going to be coming out and claiming these videos or this photo is real, and it's going to be AI generated. It's going to be near impossible to tell. So
Yeah.
I fights, and I'm like, you got to start checking into this so you're prepared for when people start coming out with this crap. Did you ever get a bad reaction from people you had to tell no paranormal activity at the premises? Yeah, but here's the thing: when you call me in to investigate, you're calling me in as an investigator. I'm not coming in to be your friend. I'm coming in to find out what's going on and to help you out. If you truly believe something's going on and I'm able to debunk that for you, then I'm able to help you. But I'm not there to be your friend. I'm there to figure out what your problem is. And if you're going to hate me for debunking your haunting, then you shouldn't have called my ass in the first place.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer. Not a troll. Thank you very much for your $10. I appreciate it. Jason, do you think Ghost Adventures fake their evidence? You don't have to answer that, to be fair, but I would love it if you did.
I think people are going to have to watch and draw their own conclusions. Here's the thing. I've been investigating the paranormal for over 30 years. I've opened up endless boxes, never had to worry about a demon coming out of them. I've never been possessed. And I do cases that are specifically sent to us by religious organizations. We do cases where we have to go in and write up preliminary reports for the churches on if it's a demonic possession and a negative haunting. And 99.9% of those had nothing to do with the paranormal. So the fact of the matter is, somebody who goes to every case and finds a demon, I think you watch my show and then watch their show and draw your own conclusions. But so let's see what.
I've got one. So, thank you're very welcome, Question Academy. I've very much enjoyed it. I've got a question for you, Jason.
Yeah.
This might sound like a silly one, but it's something I keep hearing all the time. With all the different, like you've been to over 300, maybe 400 locations now, investigations, should I say?
I mean, just on the so we've filmed over 350 episodes of Ghost Hunters. So just on those, I've done.
Yeah, so I think you've probably done some privately, or
I've investigated probably. I'd have to say maybe 1,500 locations, maybe 2,000.
Oh wow, okay.
Throughout 30 plus years. So.
Yeah, sure. So we're talking a lot of investigations here. Do you ever feel that you've had anything attach itself to you after an investigation when you're like home, switched off from all paranormal stuff? Have you ever thought to yourself, has anything ever creeped in your mind, like maybe I'm being watched, maybe something's happened that I can't explain? Has anything like that ever happened away from a known haunted house location or an investigation?
No, I've never had anything that I believe followed me home. Believe me, I would love for it to. I can investigate from the comforts of my own couch, but I've never had anything that I believe followed me home. And again, we do cases where we get sent in by the churches to write up reports on so-called possessions and demonic hauntings. So if there was something that was going to follow, I mean, it could have. So I see a lot of times people claim they went to this place and they got an attachment. I can't downplay their experience, but I can say that out of thousands of investigations, it never happened to me.
I find that quite interesting because I hear that one a lot. I hear it a lot. I'm sure you're going to go soon, Jason. So if you want to stop there, I've got a couple more.
If you got one more, I'll take another question for you. Man.
Okay, I've got one more here.
All right.
I was right. No, ignore that. That's for me. Well, I'll come back to that one. But for Jason, is your wife a believer? Does she ever get worried about your investigation? That's a good question.
She's a believer in the paranormal. Of course, she knows I play it smart. I play it safe. Of course, the whole family worries about safety when it comes down to certain things. I mean, because I've been in situations where, again, we were on an investigation at one point. We got involved in an occult issue, which kind of became a little hairy. And I was actually with John Zaffis, who a lot of people might know from Haunted Collector. Had to get out of the car, grab tire irons at one point, call the cops. It was insane. I've also been in situations where I've had to hold people down. One time I hold somebody down with my boot on their head while the police came, because you never know. We've gone to investigations and opened up back rooms and found that people are sitting there doing drugs. So there's always danger, because you know what, when it comes down, the paranormal doesn't frighten me. the living does, because you never know who's on the other side of that door. Is the problem really paranormal? Is it psychological? Is it medication induced? I mean, there's so many different factors that it can be, and you need to take that into consideration. So, but yeah, they worry about me, and I try to play it safe. And now my sons are getting bigger, so I take them on investigations with me. It's like having my own protection.
Smart.
So
Jason,
we're gonna do this. Got more time. We'll figure it out.
Oh, 100%. I would love that, mate. I really enjoyed you taking the time to talk to us here and then to clearing some of the stuff up. Sorry, I will just say one quick thing. I forget who it was. I apologize. Someone did ask earlier. I meant to click on it and I didn't. They asked, "Are you planning on doing a part 2 to your live stream that you did last week?"
It's one of those things where I'm okay with that, but also if her issues are something she needs help with, I don't want to beat a dead horse, and that's the thing. I don't want to keep on going, and then if she was to cause herself some harm or something like that, it would be horrible. I will protect those who need protecting. I will give those people who don't have the platform to speak and defend themselves when somebody comes at them like that. Bottom line is, I just want the truth, and I just want people to be treated decently. I mean, just don't be an ass. There's no reason to be it. Yeah. So we'll see if there requires a part 2. Then sure as shit, I'll do it.
Looking forward to it if it ever happens. I think that's probably a very mature way of looking at it, because we don't. This is the thing, and we should all kind of like take a moment here. We don't know what Jacqueline or anyone else is really going through when it comes to these things. We're only kind of getting a peek behind the curtains every now and then. That there's an interview or a post or something like that, and we don't know the full story.
But I have extended the option for her to come and talk. I have said, I'll have you on. So she's more than welcome to come on and state her reasoning, the reasons she did things. Kenny Biddle, he's such a son of a bitch. Look at that posted. She's more than welcome. I'm more than happy to have her on the show. She can discuss why she wrote things, the things she said, all that stuff. It's not going to be one-sided. I want people to have all the information before they draw a conclusion. But right now, the information we have is what she gave us, and then also the messages that she's sent back and forth, viciously attacking people.
100%. Kenny, I'll let. Excuse me, Jason. I'll let. I've got Kenny in my brain now. Jason, thank you again very much for taking the time to talk to us here. Thank you for answering the questions. Thank you for putting your position even clearer than you probably did during that live stream. I very much enjoyed talking to you, mate.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, man. And thanks to everybody out there with their questions. You and I will talk soon. We'll do something.
Sounds fantastic, mate. All the best. You have a good one.
Yep.
Well, that was great, wasn't it? I didn't see that coming. Having Jason Hawes on a live stream. That's awesome. I will say now, thank you, everyone. Like, everyone kind of goes, "Oh, the debunking community is toxic." I didn't see anything in the comments that was what I would ever consider. Oh, Kenny, I saw that. Shut up. Yes, shut. You're going to love that, aren't you? Shut up. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for keeping the questions for Jason respectful. I do appreciate that. My attitude is, as someone who's like a quote unquote debunker, or at least someone who's like a skeptic, who has a platform on here, I would like to get to a point where we can all have a laugh with each other and talk about these things and openly talk about these things. Now, don't get me wrong, there will be some channels that I would never want to speak to, absolutely, but most I do like speaking to. Really, most I do like. Most of the people, even if I make fun of them in my videos, I do like them. I do. There's quite a few. Like recently, I did one on Ghost Club Paranormal. I think they're both very lovely people. I did one on Ian from Midwest Ghost Hunter. I think Ian is a genuinely lovely guy. Colin is a nice guy. Exploring with Josh is a nice guy. There's a lot that I don't know, I haven't spoken to, but they seem like nice people. So I just think when it comes to a lot of this stuff, what's more important is, like, you know, if someone's a good person and if they're willing to have a dialogue, and maybe there's things that we can do differently, maybe there's things that they can do differently, and we're only going to be able to get to that good, healthy middle ground if we're just open for discussion. Like I said, there's some channels that are too far gone that I don't want to have a discussion with, but, you know, if they're decent people, I'd like to have talks with people who are decent people, you know. It's up to the 2 hour mark, guys, now, so I'm gonna end soon. I did see Sid here. Would you do a video live with the twins? Absolutely not. And my next video, spoiler alert, some of you probably already know this because you probably would have read my comment. My next video is going to be on the twins. And they're not, I'm not going to be on their Christmas card list. Let's put it that way. I think how the twins feel about me is very much mutual, or how I feel about the twins is very much mutual. So, yeah. Anyway, like the video, guys. I never ask people to do that with the live streams, but like the live stream. You know, leave a comment if there's anything you know, that I wasn't able to read out here. Then maybe I can read the comments and I'll answer you in the comments. Thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time to listen to me on this live stream. I hope you all have had an amazing weekend. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. And a fantastic week going forward. Again, apologies to anyone if I missed your comments or questions. I tried to get through as many as I possibly could, but it's not always easy when it comes to these things. But again, thank you very much, everyone. I hope everyone has a good time. I'm waffling too much. I'm going to shut my mouth and just end the live stream now. All the best, everyone. Cheerio.